So I was recently approached by the CEO of a new startup who wanted me to create a special graphic to promote his new venture. In this video, I'm gonna take you through the whole process with me, including that big meeting with this business tycoon where I get the creative brief, and then we'll get into doing some design work. So let's cut to that meeting. So tell me about this new venture. What's Birdie Club?
Birdies Club.
Birdies Club. All right, tell me about this club.
Birds.
What about birds?
Trying to tell people to put up bird feeders because people are cutting down more and more trees
So is it about places for the birds to eat or live?
to live. Yeah.
Oh, so it's like a birdhouse. Is that the same thing as a bird feeder?
No.
Okay, so the Birdies Club is to help them with a home
Mm-hmm.
because the trees.
Are getting cut down.
Okay. People are cutting down so many trees and they have no place to live.
Yeah.
So how does the Birdies Club distribute homes to these birds?
Giving them food for their young.
Oh, okay. So are the birdhouses?
Bird feeders.
Okay, it's both?
Only bird feeders.
Oh, okay, so it's not birdhouses.
No. The trees are houses.
So it's like, sorry, we destroyed your house. Here's a snack.
Yeah. So it makes it at least a little bit easier.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay, so how does this club thing work?
When you put up a bird feeder, you get a sticker and you have to donate $1 so we could transfer it to you.
Do people need to send you proof of the birdhouse install or something?
Yeah. Send us a picture.
Okay. Is this on Instagram or something?
Yeah.
Cool. What's the username?
The Birdies Club.
So what did you have in mind for the design?
Big letters of Birdies Club, bird feeders, trees in the background, birds, and to help birds at the bottom in small letters.
Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is that stickers are small. The whole point is that people can understand them at a glance. If there's too much going on, you can just end up looking like a blob unless you're right up close. So I think we might need to simplify things just a little bit so that the message comes through.
Smaller letters of the Birdies Club?
Well, that doesn't really address the issue of making it easier to read. Since the whole point is raising awareness and getting people to join in, the name needs to stand out. Would you be open to a design that doesn't have a full scene in it?
Possibly.
Okay, I'll take that. And also, if we throw a bunch of trees in the background, it kind of sends the wrong message. Like, look at all these thriving forests. Isn't our whole point that the trees are disappearing?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's important to really stay on brand, especially this early on in the outreach to the public. Maybe we could try focusing on the birds. Is there a specific species that you want to focus on?
All of them.
All of them.
Well, mostly woodpeckers. Chickadees, woodpeckers, blue jays, cardinals, goldfinches.
What are chickadees?
Just tiny brown birds.
What about golden finches? I don't think I know about those.
Also a tiny bird, and it has like black on it, and it is yellow. Like kind of like a golden yellow.
What about a tufted titmouse?
Probably seen it before though.
Blue-footed booby?
I know that.
Do we have those?
No, maybe.
Anything else you can think of that might be important?
Oh yeah, squirrels. You need baffles. Yeah, you put it like, you're supposed to have like something like that hangs the bird feeder, and then you put the baffle on the metal pole, and then the squirrels won't climb up it anymore. They'll still try, but they can't. And it's like wobbly. So, like if they jump on it, they'll like just fall off. It has to be like 3 feet up in the pole where they can jump. You don't have a baffle, you can wake up in the morning and your bird feeder will be on the ground with squirrels eating it, and all your bird seed will just be wasted.
So the Birdie Club is anti-squirrel.
Yeah.
But the squirrels live in the trees too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So wouldn't they be facing the same hardships as the birds? So we just,
Birds.
screw the squirrels?
Yeah. The squirrels have enough food to eat for like life.
They do?
I mean, they find their nuts. The nuts in the trees.
Okay. I'm on board. All right, it's been a couple days and I'm finally ready to start working on this Birdies Club sticker design. I gotta say, I don't know what I'm gonna do. This is very tricky. As you heard, there was a lot of stuff that Kyler was looking to have in the design. But as a creative professional, I know that that's not gonna create the best possible sticker. So I think I have to sort of go with my instinct and hope that when Kyler sees it, he's like, oh, cool, and it's not like I said, trees in the background, foreground, birdhouses, birds. To really distill everything down, it's really about the birds. It's helping the birds. So I think what I wanna do is just focus on the name, the Birdies Club, because that's important for what the sticker needs to do, is like spread the word about the Birdies Club, and put some birds in there that are fun, that make people feel happy about birds. I think a way to really, I don't know, I'm hoping that I can get Kyler on board is to feature some of his favorite birds that he talked about. What I'm gonna do now is just try to gather some images of these birds because I'm not that familiar with them. If I'm gonna draw a bird for someone like Kyler, who's an enthusiast and knows a lot about these birds, I gotta get it right. So I definitely need photo reference for this. Sometimes I'll just wing things and like draw it however I want because that's my style. But if I do that, Kyler might be like, that is not what a goldfinch looks like. So we gotta do this right. We can't let Kyler down. Woodpecker. We'll see what we got here. Okay. I like this red mohawk. I guess it's probably why Woody Woodpecker has a red head.
Guess who?
This is a good one. Whoa, check out the woodpecker tongue. That's ridiculous. That's gross. So that one, I don't know if he just like shaved his hawk or what. New England, since that's where we are. New England woodpecker. Okay, so this mohawk one is in a thing that's notes from the field with this woodpecker. So that is a very distinctive thing, and that is crucial for the kind of illustration that I do because I simplify things a little bit and stylize things. So having something that is very different from other birds is going to be important. We got to look up the golden finch because that was one that he was very enthusiastic about as well. So like this looks like a pretty generic bird to me, but the colors and markings I think are important. So I think we could lean into that. Look at this guy. I like this guy. When I have to draw something that I'm not comfortable with and there's like a likeness involved that I need to dial in, one thing that I found that works pretty well is I'll try to like trace over it and just kind of get a feel for it, and then I will like refine based on that tracing with the image turned off, and then just sort of like keep iterating. It's just like a way of finding my version of this thing while also keeping what's important about it. So as I mentioned, I'm gonna just sort of like trace over it, maybe like exaggerate it a little bit, just sort of like highlighting features so that there's like this very distinct part of the head. As you can see, it's not exactly what's there, but it's helping me to like base it off of this. So that red part comes down. Then we just got like a round eye, which is pretty straightforward. And there's this like sweet bandana thing. I like that right off the bat. That's pretty cool. And then the beak, just pretty pointy and straight. Looks like it kind of comes in like this. And then there's this like line here. Don't know how crucial that is. And then, just sort of getting a feel for the shape and the proportions. When I do my stylized version, obviously, based on how I draw things, like the head's going to be bigger, it's going to be sillier, a bit goofier. Got this little triangle marking here. That might be helpful to, like, since the body is black, if I want to have some like separation between the wing, like having something like that could be beneficial. So this other stuff seems pretty straightforward. I think next up, I want to do the cardinal because it also has a sweet hairdo. I want to make sure that I don't do them the same and like figure out what is different about them. It's sort of like with lettering, when you're doing two letters that have similar features, but there's something unique about them. You want to make sure that they don't look the same. Like an X or a K, you want to make sure you have that like vertical on the K, or it could end up looking like an X. So that's sort of the same with this thing on the top of the head of the cardinal and the woodpecker. So the difference about this one is it almost comes like straight up. It's got like this sort of shape, whereas there's like a curve on the woodpecker. Also, the beak is much shorter on this cardinal, and it looks like it overhangs a little bit. It's also got a sweet mask. Sort of looks like a beard. I guess it's a little bit more tubby too. I didn't realize that. Woodpecker is a little bit more lean, probably because it's like just head banging all the live long day. So the goldfinch is one that to me just feels like a regular ass bird, but it's neon yellow, so that's cool. So So I guess these tracing over this stuff like really makes me notice things. Like this wing seems like leaner and pointier than the one on the cardinal or the woodpecker. It's also a little bit of a chunky body, and like the neck, it's a thick neck. I guess actually the cardinal's neck is even thicker. There's an actual neck on the woodpecker because it's, you know, it's headbanging all day. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the wing seems like it's all black, and then it's got these sweet stripes. So I think the chickadee is like Kyler said it's a small bird. He also said it's brown, and all the research that I saw led me to this like gray one. Maybe his are dirty. The tiny little beak. What's he eating with that little beak? I'm a little chickadee. So now we turn off any reference, and I start drawing new versions of these. Maybe come in here and push this way up, make this eyeball bigger. I like that already. Do like a little bit smaller body so we can exaggerate the features that I like the face and expression. I feel like those eyes kind of low here. I like the idea of this as like a beard looking shape. Look, the cardinal's kind of like a meathead. May have taken this one too far, but you know, sometimes you gotta go too far to dial it back. I think if I was doing characters for like my own thing, this is probably where I would go somewhere closer to this. But because this is about actual birds, we want to be a little bit closer to reality. So I think I'll spend some more time kind of sketching and figuring this out and finding like a happy middle ground between my loose, playful style and something that still stays true and is still pretty recognizable. The other arguably more important thing is the lettering for the Birdies Club, because that's like the thing that's going to anchor this whole thing together and needs to have some character and style, but also be recognizable and readable as a sticker. Maybe I'll try some options that are based around a sticker. So maybe I'll just like give myself a few little circles to do some like quick sketches in. Then just sort of maybe play around with like how I could use the space. So like maybe how would the word birdies fit in here? The other thing is like where the bird's gonna go. Like, so maybe they're here, here, over here. I don't know. That's something I'll need to consider. That's what my sketches look like. When you're doing quick ideation thumbnail sketches, you gotta stay loose, because if I just went in here trying to do like some tight lettering, I'm not gonna be able to focus on the overall composition. And then even if like the individual letters are drawn well, the whole thing's gonna be a mess because it's not gonna have that overall compositional balance. So you wanna stay quick and loose and do some iterations trying to figure this out. Okay, so let's think about this in terms of maybe if we try to fit 3 birds into the composition. I'm gonna turn the circles down so we can maybe break out of that a little bit if we need to. So if we had like a bird up here, and then birdies, maybe it's like birdies would go there. Maybe we could have a bird there and a bird over here. So we have 3 birds, and then like club could be down here. And then like maybe we can wrap the birdies lettering around the birds. Something like that. I think there's something in this direction. I'm gonna spend some time noodling with this and see where we get. All right, although these are pretty crude, I feel like these are both workable, and if I do some like better versions of the birds and then get the lettering to sort of fit to them in a nice way, I think this could be a nice or a good solution to make it happen. So I'm gonna tighten these up a little bit and then see where we get to. So I ended up tightening up both of these versions and taking them to like a tightened up comp level. After doing them and like taking a step back, I realized that the first one probably wasn't ideal in terms of readability at a distance with the like overlapping letters. And the other one just really pops a lot better, especially with that like semi 3D thing happening. One thing that occurred to me was he probably will want to use this for like the profile picture on Instagram, and that's really tiny and it's not going to hold up. So I decided to make an alternate version where I just took one of the birds, the woodpecker, because that was his favorite, and then just did a simplified version of the lettering without any of the other stuff and some extra space between the letters so that it would be readable at a tiny little size. I also did it because I was overcompensating a little bit because, if I'm being honest, I'm nervous about sending this because this is not at all what he asked.
Big letters of Birdies Club, bird feeders, trees in the background, birds to help birds at the bottom.
And I tried to explain that that wasn't ideal for sticker design, but you may see this and be like, what? This is not what I asked for. Fingers crossed, he likes it. In the spirit of overcompensating, I even started making other elements to go with this, and I even made a repeating pattern. I don't know why. I don't know what the pattern's going to be used for. Probably nothing, but it was fun, I guess. And I drew some more birds to go with it. So now there's all these different things, there's all this stuff, and I don't even know if he's gonna like any of it. We'll see what he has to say. Hello, Kyler. I'm putting together a quick video to present to you my designs for the Birdies Club. You initially asked for a sticker that had trees in the background, bird feeders, birds, big Birdies Club text to help birds at the bottom, and I initially pushed back saying that might not be ideal for a sticker because it wouldn't read that well and can get a little bit busy. I wanted to create something to show you so that you don't have to just take my word for it, and realized that this was a perfect use for AI. So I asked a robot to make a sticker based on exactly what you wanted, and this abomination is what it came up with. As you can see here in these mock-ups, it starts to fall apart even at a close distance, and then when you step back a little bit further, you can't tell what it is at all. For your design, I wanted to create something that distilled it all down into what the Birdies Club is really all about, and that's the birds. So I chose to highlight a few of your favorite birds. We've got a woodpecker, we've got a goldfinch, and there's a chickadee as well. I paired that with some bold lettering, and when put all together as a sticker, as you can see in these mock-ups, it holds up dramatically better than that garbage AI thing. You may be thinking, hey, what was that? What's that pattern? I made a bunch of other stuff, I think maybe because I was overcompensating, and I also thought back to what you said about how you'd be promoting the Birdies Club using social media, specifically Instagram. Although the sticker works well at a distance in pretty small sizes, as a tiny little icon, like a profile picture on Instagram, even this won't work there. So I decided to make an profile icon version that simplifies it even more, just brings it down to one bird and gives the lettering a little bit more spacing so it's easier to read. I then used that design to make a little seal that you could put over the pictures that people submit to, just be a fun way to brand these images, and then you could share them on your profile and get people excited. I also mocked up a shirt, because who doesn't like a shirt? So this is what I created. I hope that you like it. I look forward to hearing your thoughts. Thank you for your time.
Hey Chris, love the videos and thanks for the designs. Could you add a small bird feeder in both of those, please? Thank you. Bye. That's it.
So I'm not proud of what happened next, but I made Kyler mad. Instead of just taking its feedback, I tried to push back a little bit again and try to just explain my position that the bird feeders, although that's what they're doing, it doesn't really need to be part of the design because, like, at a small size, a bird feeder isn't that recognizable. And it's about helping the birds. And he, he was like, the bird feeders are the whole point.
Fine, just don't have a bird feeder, okay? Don't just quit with the bird feeder then. Nobody talking about bird feeders.
So listen, I had to figure something out. Kyler suggested removing one of the birds and just replacing it with a bird feeder, but like the bird feeder is not the right shape for that. It would have to be like super tiny because they're like the bird feeder images he sent me were like long and vertical. And as I tried just like looking at it and thinking about where I could fit it in, I was like, you know what? Maybe we could just make the first eye in birdies, into a bird feeder. I tried to simplify the bird feeder as much as I could, and I made it the same color as the other letters to make it not look out of place. And I don't hate this solution. I think it communicates bird feeder, but it doesn't look too crazy. I think it blends in pretty well with birdies. And the best part about it is Kyler's happy. So if Kyler's happy, I'm happy. Let's do like a little glamour shot of all this stuff together. Go check out the Birdies Club. Get yourself a sticker. Help the birdies. Thanks, Kyler, for this opportunity. And thank you all for coming along on the journey. And if you made it this far, you probably want to watch some more of my videos. So I suggested this one because I just feel like for you, this is the one that's really gonna just help you out or make you laugh or take your work to the next level. Okay? So this one, and I will see you soon. Good talk, right? Right? Okay. All right, bye.